Okay, yeah, so that was correct. That's the way you do it. And now we know for certain that the villain is there. We could try to explore the woods if we wanted to. We do have some extra turns left here, so we are not in a danger of running out of time. But if we take a look at the woods, there isn't actually a lot in here. We have a weapon and 2 items, and I think we have already gotten like 1 item. So there aren't many good cards left in here, and I don't think that this is. I don't think it's advisable to do this. What could be advisable is to try and collect some blessings to help me with these checks. Especially Valeros has nothing here, but he only has 2 cards left, so I have to be a little bit careful. I don't even know if he has any blessings left in his deck. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 discarded blessings, and then he has, yeah, he doesn't have any. He has 3 and he found 1, I think here. So yeah, he doesn't even have any blessings left, so it's quite unfortunate. Yeah, and I think Seoni has to actually kill the villain because she's best at it at the Waterfront. So yeah, we move on. That was Seoni's turn. Now we have to go up to her hand limit. I will not discard any of these. I'll just draw 2 new cards here. It's a potion of fortitude and another blessing. Well, that's good. That's good. The blessing is good. So now it's Kyra's turn. Let's see. That's the blessing that adds to dexterity, so that's not that great. By the way, the location is not closed. If you find the villain, it's not closed. You just banish all the rest of the cards. You have found the villain. You know where he is. And then you have to corner the villain. That's why I'm keeping Valeros here, so he can attempt to seal or to temporarily close off the woods. But yeah, it's Kyra's turn now. And she does have this aid spell. Discard to add 1d6 to a check. So that's good. And she has a blessing, so she could help. She could help both Valeros and Seoni. Both to defeat the villain and to close this location. And I think Seoni had 2 of these as well, so she could. I think we could do this. I think this is fine. Yeah, she had 2. She can give 1 to herself and 1 to Valeros to attempt to close. So yeah, I think this is fine. I don't think this is going to be a problem. So let's do this. First of all, it's Kyra, and she will not do anything, I guess. So she will just try to filter her hand a bit here. She will discard the mace and the guard and draw 2 new cards to try and find something else. So that's a detect magic and a cure, so that's great. Now we are certain that this will work. I don't think the villain can deck any of us, so that's not a big deal. So yeah, that was Kyra's turn, and then we move on here. Blessing of the gods, not very helpful. And it's now Valeros' turn, and he will do. Well, I don't know what's in here. Basically, if you draw your entire deck, you're not dead. But if a card asks you to draw another card, then you are dead. Or if you take damage and you have to go up to your hand limit, then you are dead. So I think it's safe for him to discard 2 cards and get these last 2 cards into his hand. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna discard 2 weapons here. Well, yeah, this is not part of using the weapons. Let's see. Yeah, he cannot recharge these if... Recharge this card to add another. Yeah, this is just if you use it for a combat. So yeah, he will do that, and he will take his 2 last cards. And this is another weapon and the codex. Yeah, that's not gonna help him a lot, but yeah. Anyway, Valeros on his last points of health here. He's about to die. This shouldn't be a problem. So we move on. Seoni, and this is now it. Let's see, this is... it's a strength-based combat check, that's not gonna help me. So yeah, Seoni will... She will not trade cards. Yeah, she won't give anything to anyone, or to Kyra. She will use her free exploration here to explore and find the villain. And then it says, before the encounter, recharge 2 cards of your choice. So that's going to be the Potion of Fortitude and I guess the Burglar. It doesn't do a whole lot. So these are now, let's see, these are recharged. But because of the scenario, she gets to draw 2 cards again. So these are Enfeeble in yet another Blessing of the Gods. But she already has 2, so that's not a big deal. Then it's the villain, Jael Whiskey, combat 10. But before we fight, Valeros can attempt to temporarily close this location, the woods. And when closing is succeed at a wisdom or survival check. Valeros does not have survival, but he does have wisdom, which is a D4. Oh my god, that's bad. I thought it was a D6. Oh man, that's bad. Oh, this could turn out to be horrible. Oh no, what have I gotten myself into? Well, yeah, he has to do this, hopefully. Oh man, and I discarded the Holy Candle. This could end up badly. Alright, well, he attempts this. It's 1d4. Seoni adds 1 Blessing of the Gods to this, so that's another d4. And then... Okay, this could work anyway. Kyra adds the aid here. Discard this card to add 1d6 to a check. So she uses her aid to add a d6 to his check. And then we can roll for Divine 8 to check if we can recharge this. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is using a power of a card, so you can do that. So that's a d12 plus 2. So let's see, that's 11. So 11 plus 2 is 13, so she gets to recharge this spell as well. Not that it really matters, but it could matter. Alright, so Valeros, 2 d4s and 1 d6. He needs to roll a combined roll of 6. Come on, you stupid d4s, come on. And no, actually. Would you believe it? It's a no. Oh, it's a 3, a 1 and a 1. That's 5. That's not enough. That is not enough, folks. Oh man. Oh man. What a finale. What a finale. Alright, well, Jael Whiskey. We have to fight this guy now. Seoni uses Scorching Ray. It's an arcane die, d12. Plus 2 d6. And that should be enough, but just to be certain, she will discard 1 Blessing of the Gods to add another d12 to the roll. Well, actually, no, I don't think this is necessary. She has a plus 2 modifier. She needs to be extremely unlucky to fail, so I don't think I will be doing this. I will roll 2 d6 and 1 d12 with a plus 2 modifier, and I need at least 8. Combined roll of 8. Yeah, that's fine. Look at that. That's 22. He got crushed. Oh man, that would have been so good. So Jael crushed, but he now flees here because this is open and this is automatically sealed. You don't have to do anything. So let's see what the Waterfront says here. See if you can focus. The bustling waterfront houses many of the community's shop and industries and serves as one of the primary gateways for travelers. Among the masts and colors of foreign ships, shipbuilders and fishermen rub shoulders with sailors and visitors from across the world. Strangers who always bring with them exotic cargo and wild stories. Well, this entire scenario has been a wild story, so it's fine. We have closed everything except this stupid location here, which still has quite a few cards in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. So we now have to gamble a lot here to be able to do this. We shuffle the villain in here. Hopefully he's not at the bottom. That would spell disaster for us. That's being confident for you, I guess. Okay. Kyra is kind of dead herself. She only has 3 cards left. I was thinking about using this cure. That's bad. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. Alright. So that was Seoni. She used this and she can automatically recharge because she's Seoni. 4 cards. She takes 2 to refill her hand, and she's actually doing okay, I guess, so far. As long as you do stuff with Seoni, she does okay. She has quite a difficult time to deck herself, so that's good. So that's Seoni, and now it's Kyra. Okay. Kyra moves and reveals detect magic to try and heal. Yeah, she reveals detect magic to try and heal Valeros. So it's a D4 plus 1. Come on. Great. 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Okay, so now I'm a little bit more confident that this will work fine. Alright. These are randomized. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards for Valeros. Great. Then she cannot recharge that. She could. Oh well, we got rid of the mace because I thought we had this in the bag. I think she will use this cure on herself, so she will as well use this cure power to roll another d4 to try and heal herself. And that's 3, so that's 4 cards. Good. And you do this before you discard the cure, if you were to discard the cure. Okay, well now she's doing her job. This is what Kyra is good at. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And that's her mace. That's bad. I kind of hope that I could get one of these maces. I'll randomize these a bit. Alright. So that's her deck now. The cure. Divine 8 to recharge. Let's say D12 plus 2. That's a 9 plus 2 is 11, so she recharges her cure spell as well. Then she draws up to her hand size. Okay, that's okay, I guess. I should have discarded this hand plate as well, but whatever. Here we go. And that was the cleric turn. Alright, so now we begin what is hopefully the last phase of this scenario. It's now Valeros' turn, and he will once again turn this counter up, turn counter. Now we only have 3 turns left. Oh my god, that's bad. I think, let's see, the holy candle is still in here. Oh man, I wish I had something to take that from my discard pile. Oh man, well, now we have to really have to take chances. So yeah, Valeros. Hopefully we can get a boon, because we can automatically do that. And hopefully it's something useful that lets us explore again or something like that. He doesn't move, he doesn't give anything to Kyra. Well, maybe he should give. Maybe you should give a sword to Kyra, but she's not proficient in weapons, so this doesn't actually do anything. Alright, he explores. Potion of ghostly form. What is this? Banish this card and choose a character at your location. The character may evade a barrier and then immediately explore again. Alright, well, I don't know if there are any barriers left. I think we already encountered that. The check to acquire intelligence or craft of 4. Could use this codex. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? So yeah, I use the codex. I get 1 extra die. Intelligence 4. He has a d6 for intelligence, so these are 2 d6 dice. We need 4. That's just 4. So yeah, we do acquire this, but it's not good enough, I think. Yeah, need to take risks. Discard. Return. Well, actually, yeah. Well, all of these go back. 2 of these discarded. Get 2 cards back up. Well, no, wait. What am I doing? Obviously, this stupid potion, and then I draw 2 cards here. All right, so it's the Thieves' Tools and a Blessing of the Gods. It's okay, I guess. Oh man, this is bad. So here we go. Blessing of Shelin. It's Seoni's turn, so she moves here as well. And does she give anything to anyone? I don't think so. Nope. So she just explores. That's a warlord monster. Human fighter veteran. The difficulty to defeat the warlord is increased by the adventure deck number. We don't have. Subtract 1 from each die rolled in your check to defeat the warlord. Check to defeat combat 9. Oh man. Tough one, huh? Sadly, this invisibility just discard to evade a monster. I think you just put it back on top. So that's not good enough. I can't do that. I don't have time. Well, actually, this says discard to evade. Return it to the top of the deck. I have to check what this invisibility does. It doesn't say that you have to put it back, but I'm assuming it does. Let's just check that real fast. Yeah, alright, so the Enfeeble returns it to top of the deck. The invisibility actually shuffles it into the deck. I think this warlord is actually a little bit too difficult for me right now. It subtracts 1 from each die rolled, and I only have this acid arrow with some crappy dice to roll. So I think I'm going to use the invisibility on this guy to actually shuffle him back into the deck. So you do this before you actually resolve anything on the card, you just evade him. And since this is Seoni, she gets to recharge the invisibility free or automatically, and then we shuffle this guy in because there is a chance that this guy gets below the villain and that the villain gets higher up in the deck. I don't really want to face anything but the villain right now. I only have 3 turns left, so I kind of have to take some risks, and I think keeping the attack cards for when I do see the villain is better than using these using my attack cards for random monsters. So after that she will use the Blessing of the Gods to explore again. Ha! Would you believe it? It's the villain. Great. Well, then, yeah. 2 turns left. Oh my god. Well, I'm glad I actually did that in one video, so you can see me shuffle the cards. Otherwise, it might look like I planted the villain on top. But yeah. Jael Whiskey, he's back, and now he cannot run. He's cornered. So yeah, let's see. Great. We do have blessings for all characters, so I don't think this is going to be any problem for Seoni here. The question is, should I use the Acid Arrow, which is Arcane Die plus 2d4s, or should I use the special ability, which is Arcane Die and 1d6? I don't think it actually matters. So I think... Oh man, those crappy d4s, they're gonna kill me, aren't they? Anyway, I'm gonna use the Acid Arrow on the villain. But first, before the encounter, recharge 2 cards of your choice. So this will be the Enfeeble and the Braces of Protection. And actually we could get lucky here and draw our that fire ray thing. I don't remember what it's called, but we get to draw 2 cards of our deck. That's the Burglar and Force Missile, so that's not really that great. Let's see. Yeah, let's use... He's a human rogue, so he isn't immune to poison or anything like that. So let's use the Acid Arrow on him, which is Arcane Die, a d12, and 2 d4s. And yeah, I think this is fairly in the bag here. Valeros, excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice here. Valeros uses a blessing to add another d12 to the mix, and just to be certain, so does Kyra. She adds another d12. Let's see if I have another d12 here. Yeah, here we go. So there we go. 3 d12s, 2 d4s, and a +2 modifier. If I cannot kill this guy with this, I'm going to flip the table, I think. So I only need 10 here, so actually only need a unmodified roll of 8. So I have to be extremely unlucky to fail this. But yeah, stranger things have happened. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay. It's more than enough. That's 15. That's 22, 26. 28, 30. I did 30 damage to him. I just completely annihilated him. He just melted from the Acid Arrow. And now, finally, this villain is dead. Jael Whiskey, you look like you're happy, but sadly, pal, you're dead. And since we defeated the villain, the location is automatically closed. But let's complete this here. Acid Arrow is recharged. I think this ends immediately. But I like if you have watched my other playthroughs, you know that I like to complete the turn, and that I actually have a rule: if I can't complete the turn, then I'm dead. So let's do that. Let's complete the turn here. Well, first of all, we have to close this location. So let's just take a look at what we had here. Oh, we had a pit trap. That's good. The bandit henchman was down here. The potion of healing, the short sword. We had a zombie giant. It's devastating. A bunyip. It's also pretty dangerous. A skeleton horde as well. And then the warlock. Oh my god, this deck was crazy. I'm glad I didn't have to go through these. I had 2 turns left. So my plan was to explore once again with Seoni if I didn't find either the henchman or the villain. And then I could explore 2 turns with Kyra, so that's 4 cards. And then maybe 2 turns with... Yeah, I think I could have done it, but if I was unlucky, the villain and the henchman could have been the bottom 3 cards. In that case, I don't think I could have gotten to it in time. So yeah, these are now banished and this location is sealed. And just for completion's sake, let's see what the woods say here. If this can focus. Here. Gnarled and twisted branches support a shadowy forest canopy that allows only enough light to encourage the growth of stinging nettles and other poisonous plants. Despite the tangled plants, swift, sly things dart through the underbrush, but whether they are curious creatures of the woods or hungry predators is difficult to tell. I can safely say that in this case they were hungry predators out to get me. And these are obviously banished. The villain is banished or defeated, if you will, and we have won the scenario. And then you take a look at the scenario card here, which says each character draws a random item from the box. So I suppose you have to you have to banish these things first. So let's see. I don't know if there are any. Yeah, there was one item here. We have a weapon here, a monster, barrier, and a monster. So let's draw random items for my characters. Alright. So, here we go. Valeros gets Potion of Hiding. Worthless. Kyra, Spyglass. Well, that's okay. I like the Spyglass. And then Seoni, Potion of Ghostly Form. Not that great. Alright, so that was my reward for beating this scenario. This is the basic scenario, so you don't get all that much. I will clean up a little bit here and we will talk about the aftermath, what you do after after each scenario. So I will be back shortly. Alright, so here are my characters. Everything else has been cleared off the table, and this is their deck that they had at the end of the scenario. I still have these buried cards here just to show you. All the buried cards now become available again. So the Acolyte is available again, and for Seoni, I don't even remember what that was. It was the guide. So yeah, these are once again available to the character and to the party. What you have to do now is go through your deck and rebuild your deck so it fits this description on the back. For Valeros, unless you have gained some extra feats or skills here which increase the hand size or the deck size for your characters. For Valeros, it's 5 weapons, 3 armor, 2 items, 2 allies, and 3 blessings. So you have to rebuild your deck to fit this description. You cannot have more than 5 weapons in your deck. But it's now assumed that you are at an inn or somewhere safe, so you can freely trade cards with the other characters. So what I like to do is I like to sort all of these cards into the various types, and then I take the favorite cards. So for instance, for Valeros it's the weapon, for Kyra it's the blessing, and for Seoni it's the spells. So I take their favorite cards and then I distribute those along amongst the characters, and after that I just go through the other items and other types of cards and distribute them as well, trying to build the best deck possible for every character of the available cards. If you play this multiplayer, you are in charge of your own deck, so you don't have to do this. You don't have to give anyone anything if you don't want to. The cards that are left after you have rebuilt everyone's deck are banished, they are returned to the box, so you don't get to keep these. You don't have a treasure chest or something like that to keep these cards. But yeah, that was the scenario. So I will now be redoing my decks here, and the next time I start the video again will be to talk a little bit about the game and some final thoughts. Alright, so just a quick look. I have rebuilt the decks for my characters, and these are the items that actually now get discarded. As you can see, there are quite a few items here. Well, items, allies and spells and such. But there isn't all that much variation in these. So yeah, mostly you're going to have a lot of items. A lot of these cards that have the item skill on them, or whatever you want to call it. And then you're going to have some random here. I've actually been quite unlucky and I haven't found any non-blessing of the gods blessings, but I think the blessing of the gods is a good blessing in itself, so it doesn't really matter. It's probably the best card in the game anyway. But yeah, as you can see, there's over 10 cards here that will now get discarded, so you do get some selection for your characters, and if you have more people playing, you get even more stuff to add to this collection, and you can customize your deck the way you wanted to. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you how much I discarded after this scenario. Alright, so some final thoughts here and some general commentary on the game. I should start off by saying that I really enjoyed this game. I really liked the game. I don't think this game is for everyone. On the other hand, this is a really, really grindy game. You probably saw during the scenario, I didn't acquire a whole lot. My characters, even though they improved, they just improved slightly. So yeah, to get to advance your characters, you will have to play through a lot of these scenarios, a lot of the adventures. Yeah, it's true that the one I played is just a kind of an intro scenario. It's part of this introduction basic adventure, but still there isn't a whole lot of improvement for your characters. So yeah, if you don't want to spend a whole lot of time on improving your characters, let's just put it like this: if you don't like grinding, if you don't like old school JRPG grinding, or old school Western RPG grinding as well, if you don't enjoy that type of gameplay, I don't think this game is for you. You could cheat, you could just check the box on your character sheet, and you can make your characters powerful and play the more powerful scenarios if you wanted to. But if you really want to do this correctly, if you want to play this the way it's meant to be played, especially if you want to play this with a group, you will have to grind a whole lot. You will have to play the scenarios many times and go through the adventures, and it will take you quite a lot of time. So there is quite a lot of gaming time in this. I was gonna say this little box, but it's not that little. This is an enormous box. But yeah, if you like that kind of gameplay, if you like that old school type of JRPG grinding gameplay, then you will definitely find enjoyment in this game, and you will have many hours that you can keep yourself busy with just the base set basically. And they have already started talking about like 4 or 5 different expansions with different adventures and more cards for this game. So there's gonna be a lot of support. You're gonna have a lot of gaming time ahead of you if you like to invest in this game. So yeah, that's just a little bit general, just some general thoughts. The quality of these cards are great. I think the quality of the box is amazing. It's a sturdy, really tough box, so I like that. Probably will start to weigh a whole lot of, well, it will weigh a whole lot once you have bought some of these expansions. Even when it's sleeved, it's okay. It can you can still close the lid, so it's fine. You can sleeve your games, especially if you sleeve with some higher quality sleeves. I think my sleeves kind of stick up a little bit here because they are a little bit on the budget side, but that's fine. The rules are not that complicated. If you are familiar with any type of RPG or any type of well, basically these role-playing games, either console games or any type of Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, tabletop RPGs, you will not be having any difficulties playing this game. On the other hand, if you're just familiar with the concept like I am, I'm not really familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons or the Pathfinder system, so I'm not that invested in this. I don't actually know beforehand what I need to be doing, so I do have to check some of these rules, and I didn't like the manual. The rules book is not that good. I don't know, it does explain everything, but it's just the way it's set up. I don't like it. I don't like when rule books don't have the table of contents. I want to be able to just quickly check something if I want to look it up, but here you can't. You have to follow this red line that runs through the entire rule book, and you can't actually find what you want to find as fast as you want to find it, especially when it comes to some of the more intricate rules, like when do you get to recharge. If you do a specific thing, do you still get to attempt to recharge or not? Some of these things, they do become clear once you have found the rule in question, once you have checked maybe on the internet, but yeah, it's a little bit of work. So once again, if you don't like putting time into doing these things, I don't think this game will give you enough pleasure. I think this is probably my favorite card game at the moment. This is something I will be playing for quite a while, and I think I'm gonna go through all of the adventures. I don't know if I'm gonna record everything. I think I'm gonna continue on with this Perils of the Lost Coast, so I will be recording the Poison Pill and the Black Fang Dungeon, but then the question becomes, should I be recording the adventure path that comes after this introductory adventure? And I might actually do that. I will see how much time I have and such. As far as I can see, each scenario takes just under an hour if you play solitaire, depending on how many characters you have and how much you like to do in the game. So my prediction is that with just the base set, I will probably get like 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. I think they said somewhere that you can get 80 hours of gameplay from this, and you could, if you like replay the scenarios and the adventures, then you could probably get up to at least 60 hours of gameplay. So there is a lot in this little box. Once again, I said little box, but this is a ginormous box. Yeah, it shouldn't have come as a surprise for anyone when you say that this game is for people that enjoy role-playing games. It's based off a role-playing system, so it should sort of mimic the role-playing feel of a role-playing system. So yeah, if you enjoy grindy games, if you enjoy role-playing games, fantasy games, get this game. It was fairly cheap actually. It was like 55 bucks or something here in Sweden, and that's pretty cheap. It's kind of hard to get, but I finally found one. Found a copy that I could get a hold of, and I do not regret buying it. I think this is amazing. The only problem I had actually was one of the barrier cards. Yeah, the slashing blade. Take a look up here, the top. This is how it looked like when I opened it. And this card was in the middle of the card stack that I pulled it out of, and this is kind of bothering me. I don't know, maybe I should email them and see if they can send me a replacement, or if there's any way to do something about this. But every other card was in perfect condition except this one. Now I can't get this stupid sleeve on it, and this is unusable. As you can see on the back, you see that this has a rip in it, so you cannot use this slashing blade. Luckily it's just a barrier, it's just a random barrier. I don't know if this is used anywhere specifically, but yeah, that's kind of sad to have one of the cards be ruined like that. But maybe I can do something about that. I can't put these things back. Well, I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory. If you like role-playing games, get this game. If you like grindy, long games where you steadily but like marginally improve your character, then also get this game. Like I said, you could cheat, so all is not lost. You don't have to. This is not like a computer game where you have to go through the grind. Here you could actually cheat. You could just check some of the boxes and say, well, my character starts off at this power level, so I'm then able to complete this adventure. So you could do that. That's not really a problem. But if you like to go through the motion, go do everything by the numbers, so to speak, then yeah, this will take you quite a long while to get to the topper or the top level of your character customization. And then also there is the risk of your character dying. So you could put like 20 hours into a character and then it dies and everything is lost. So yeah, I like that. I like that kind of risk-reward type of system. I like to. I think that it's great that they did it that way. That if you die with a character, it just dies. It doesn't get to be resurrected or such. There might be a resurrection spell. There should be one probably. So raise dead or something like that should be in the game. I don't know if it's in the base game, but it will probably be in an expansion. It might actually even be in the base game. I haven't checked through the entire spell deck here, so maybe there's a raise dead somewhere, which allows you to raise your character before the scenario ends. But yeah, I really like this game. I don't know what else to say. I just love it. If you like grindy games, fancy games, it feels like I'm repeating myself, so I'm just gonna cut this now. Get this game, great game. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next week.